Good afternoon, everyone. Today is March the 14th of 2023. The time is now 6:04 p.m. This is the regular scheduled meeting of the Richland 1 Board of Commissioners. We do have a statement to read that states, pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act, which is FOIA, the public has been provided access to the live stream of our meeting on tonight via the district's website, which is www.richland1.org, as well as in person with limited seating. At this time, we will entertain a motion for executive session.
I move that we go into executive session.
Second.
It's been a motion made by Commissioner Clyburn to go into executive session. It's been seconded by Commissioner Bishop. We'll open the floor for any question or discussion. Seeing none, hearing none, we will call for the vote. Is this electronic? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose say nay. Ayes have it. Let the record reflect the vote is unanimous. At this time, Commissioner Devine is not present. We will go into executive session to discuss the following: HR and personnel updates, along with 4 administrative hires and the hiring of personnel. At this time, the board will retire for executive session. We'll return at 7 p.m. for open session. Thank you. The time is now 7:06 p.m. Today is March the 14th of 2023. Richland 1 Board of Commissioners, this is our regular scheduled meeting, but we have been in executive session since the hour of 6:04 p.m. We did exit executive session at 6:37 p.m. with a motion from Commissioner Bishop. That was seconded by Commissioner Clyburn, and at that time the vote was unanimous. Commissioner Devine was not present. We are now in our public session. We will now call our meeting to order for tonight, and we will call first to adopt the agenda, which is 5-1. It's the pleasure of the board.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Bishop, second by Commissioner Devine to approve tonight's agenda. What is the pleasure of the, we'll open the floor for question or discussion. Seeing none, hearing none, we will call for the vote. We will be doing all votes manual on tonight. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose say nay. Ayes have it, and the agenda for tonight's meeting has been approved. We'll now move to 5.2, which is the invocation, which is going to be presented on tonight by Reverend Johnny Ray Noble, who's the pastor of Second Nazareth Baptist Church. Good evening, Pastor Noble.
Good evening to all of you. We thank you for this opportunity to be able to give the invocation tonight in our community. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Shall we pray? Our Father and our God, we are thankful now for this opportunity to come together to discuss the issues and to discuss the business that is before us in the Richland 1 School District. We ask, Father, that you would give us a spirit of peace. We ask that you would be among us as we make these decisions, lead and guide our thoughts to do what is best for our students, for our parents, for our teachers, our educators, for everyone that is involved in the educational process. Give us courage tonight as we stand for those things that are right. Give us also courage as we stand up for those things that that would disenfranchise or that would limit or that would push anyone else by the wayside. We ask you for your guidance. We ask you for your grace. Most of all, we ask you for unity as we are here as one community with one goal in mind, and that is to serve this present age, our calling to fulfill. We ask that your presence would be with us now as we go forward. Touch each and every one of us individually and collectively. And these blessings that we now ask, we ask that they would flow from heaven above to earth below. In your darling Son's name we pray. In our Savior's name we say amen.
Thank you so much, Pastor Noble, for being here with us on tonight. And we certainly want to thank Second Nazareth Baptist Church for all that they do in the community to support our schools. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you. At this time, we will move to the School Board Spotlight, which is 5-3, and that is being presented on tonight by Commissioners Myers and Commissioner Clyburn.
A Columbia High School senior has been awarded a Air Force JROTC scholarship. Columbia High Principal Dr. Sean Washington will introduce him and tell us more about the scholarship.
Good evening. Chairwoman Harris, members of the board, and Dr. Witherspoon. Again, my name is Dr. Sean Washington, and I currently serve as principal of Columbia High School. It is with great pleasure that I introduce and recognize Cadet Lucas Wright as being a recipient of the J100 Air Force JROTC Character and Leadership Scholarship. The J100 Scholarship is awarded to 100 cadets worldwide. The J100 program focuses on character, leadership, citizenship, diversity, and it inspires future leaders to seek careers in the U.S. Air Force and Space Force. The J100 Scholarship provides cadets with the following benefits: 4 years of 100% paid tuition, $10,000 per year allowance for university-owned or on-campus housing, an annual book stipend, and monthly cadet stipend. Eligibility requirements for this scholarship include a 3.0 unweighted GPA, 22 ACT score or 1100 SAT score, 50 on the physical fitness score, and a minimum of 2 years of Air Force JRTC experience. Cadet Lucas Wright is an exceptional student with a 3.8 GPA and is ranked in the top 20% of the senior class. In addition to being an active cadet, he is a member of the All-State Course, District Honors Course, Section Leader, and Columbia High's Senior Class Vice President. Cadet Wright is grateful for Mr. Edward Chambers, English instructor, Ms. Jennifer Washington, choral instructor, and Major Hammond, Air Force JRTC instructor, for being instrumental in his academic success. He plans to continue his academic studies at Syracuse University while majoring in mathematics. On behalf of the faculty and staff at Columbia High, I commend you for your exceptional achievements and celebrate your well-deserved success. As a recipient of the J100 Scholarship, you have earned more than just financial support. You have earned recognition, respect, and admiration from your community. Congratulations.
Let's give him another round of applause as he comes up.
You got any more? You got any more? Any more?
That's it.
That's it.
Thank you so very much, Commissioner Myers and Commissioner Clyburn, for our school board spotlight on tonight. We are certainly proud of this young man and what he's doing and how well he's representing not only Columbia High, but representing Richland School District 1. What an impressive resume already for a student that's still in high school. So job well done and kudos to you. Dr. Witherspoon?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And again, congratulations to Lucas. And Lucas, your parents are with us. Why don't you two stand and be recognized as well. Congratulations. And we do have on the Richland One website, as Commissioner Harris said, we're certainly proud of you and Columbia High, but we do have a profile of Lucas on the district's website as well as our Facebook page as well. And congratulations, Lucas, and best wishes to you. Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Dr. Witherspoon. At this time, we'll move on in our agenda with 5.4, which is public participation. This is where an individual has an opportunity to speak on an agenda item or a non-agenda item, up to 3 minutes. At your 2-minute and 30-second mark, our parliamentarian, Commissioner Devine, will cue you to begin to wrap up for your last 30 seconds. The board will not respond on tonight. However, we will respond to you in writing within 7 to 10 business days. On tonight, we do have one individual that has signed up. We ask that you come forward and you step to the podium that is up front, and that is, I believe, Nicholas Outen.
Nicholas Outen.
Outen, I'm sorry.
Good evening. Good evening, Chairwoman Harris, members of the board, Dr. Witherspoon, other esteemed guests, educators, any parents, students of this district. I'm here to speak today on behalf of W.J. Keenan's High School's Odyssey of the Mind program to potentially bring awareness to that program and to help that the board considers the request for funding for their invite to the World Tournament that is held in Lansing, Michigan at Michigan State in May. Odyssey of the Mind has been a leader in education for 40 years. It has emphasized creativity, technology, engineering, the arts, and math long before it was a discipline. W.J. Keenan High School's Odyssey of the Mind program presented 4 programs at their state tournament on March 4th, 2023, this year. They came away with 4 first-place trophies. Very impressive. They'll be invited to compete in the World Tournament. There are 4 teams that are going, and the cost of the trip is $53,000. They're doing everything that they can to raise and come up with funds. Last year, they were invited to participate as well, but unfortunately, they were not able to attend. It costs $735 per student to attend for a week long of programming and competitions. That includes their lodging and meals. The highest cost is the bus used for their transportation. Their Odyssey of the Mind program has achieved many accolades, and students of the program have received scholarships and gone on to college and are actively involved with their alma mater at Keenan. Our goal is to partner with local business owners, school boards, the city, county, and state legislature to get our students on this trip to bring great recognition to our district, our state, and improve the lives of our students. We are Richland One, a leader in transforming lives through education, empowering all students to achieve their potential and dreams. I hope that the board will consider this request. Thank you all for your time.
Again, Mr. Outen, the board will not respond on tonight, but we will respond to you in writing within 7 to 10 business days.
Thank you all so much.
That will conclude the public participation portion. We will now move to 6, which is the consent agenda. Under that is only one item, which is the minutes for February the 24th and February the 28th of 2023. What's the pleasure of the board?
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Myers and second by Commissioner Clyburn. We'll open the floor for question or discussion. Seeing none, hearing none, we will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those that oppose say nay. The ayes have it. The consent agenda has been approved. We'll now move on to 7, which is the Office of Academics. We'll begin with 7.1, which is the Language Immersion Program presentation being presented on tonight by Dr. Hagwood.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Dr. Witherspoon. We are grateful for the opportunity to highlight the Language Immersion Program at Carver Lyon Elementary. This program exemplifies the district's commitment to offering innovative educational experiences for all students. Students and their families from all across this district choose the Language Immersion Program each year. And if I might add, some of them would not be able to do so without your commitment to providing transportation, which makes it real choice here in Richland One. Tonight, you will hear from Dr. Adams, the school principal, parents, and a student all who are eager to describe the tremendous impact language immersion has had in their lives. But first, we have a few kindergartners that would like to say hello to you with a song.
Good evening, Chairwoman Harris, school board members, Superintendent Witherspoon, cabinet members, and executive members. I am honored and humbled to stand before you tonight as principal of Carver-Lyon Elementary School, the home of language immersion, and as you can see, the home of the best students in the world. 6 years ago, the inaugural class of language immersion students enrolled at Carver-Lyon Elementary School, and today those students are now 6th graders at Hand Middle School. What a testament that deciding to have a language immersion program is worth the wait. The benefits of students being in language immersion include, but are not limited to, improved cognitive functions and vocabulary, better problem-solving skills, and increased competitiveness in the job market. Our students are well on their way to a bright and productive future, and this would not be possible without the support of our board members, our superintendent, our cabinet members, and of course, our parents. As our district mission statement states, we are Richland One, a leader in transforming lives through education, empowering all students to achieve their potential and dreams. And if our students have dreams to pursue a career that requires language proficiency in the languages of Spanish, Mandarin, or French, our mission has been achieved. It is my pleasure to introduce to you all students and parents from Carver-Lyon who were happy to share their reflections of Carver-Lyon Elementary School. We have parents Dr. Brooke McKeever, parent Lynn Bender-Smith, and a 5th grade student, Nala Smith, who are here to present. Dr. McKeever, please come forward.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here tonight. Thank you so much to Dr. Adams for inviting me. I'm honored to be here. I just have a few words to say about our 2 daughters. My husband and I are professors at University of South Carolina, and we are so proud to have 2 daughters who go to Carver-Lyon Elementary. They are in the Spanish language immersion program, and they've both been in that program since kindergarten. One is in 4th grade now, and the other is in 1st grade. Yeah, we have just been so happy with our experience in the program. I can't believe how much Spanish they have learned. I listened to my older daughter, especially the one who's in 4th grade now, and her Spanish is better than mine, and I minored in it in college. So it's incredible, the amount of Spanish that she's learned. But more importantly than just the language, I feel like this school has opened them up to the world. I mean, it's opened their eyes to geography, art, music, culture, people and places that, you know, they wouldn't know existed at this age otherwise. It's made them curious about things. They are thriving, and we are just so thrilled that we have the opportunity. So thank you to the district, to Dr. Adams, to their teachers, to the staff, administrators, and everyone for supporting this initiative. Every morning, I drive past the school that we're zoned for, which is another great public Richland 1 school, and I drive a little bit further to get them to Carver Lion, and I wonder, are we making the right choice? Should we be going to this other school? But then I hear them speak Spanish, I hear them listen to people speaking Spanish to them, and hear them being able to respond. And again, I'm just so grateful and so proud. And I know we've made the right choice. So thank you again, and I'll leave it to the real star of the show here next. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to let her know we make that same drive. We feel the same way, so I'm in agreement with you. I'm Carolyn. I am the mother of Nala and Nazir, who attends Carver Lion. Our daughter Nala has been in the Language Immersion Spanish program since its second year running. And so that's from pre-K. She's now in 5th grade. And my son, that's a little further up, he's now in 3rd grade, and he's been there since pre-K as well. And it's truly been an amazing journey. This program, honestly, is way more beneficial than we ever could have fathomed or prayed for. We're very pleased with our children's learning growth. We're constantly motivating people that we come across about the Language Immersion program and its increasing benefits. I personally feel that this program adds a huge value to our children's life and their future. And you can even tell it in the community. There's a lot of support from the superiors and the peers in the program. So basically, South Carolina needed this, and we definitely deserve it. Carver Lion is family to us. Everyone in the building, they're always willing to help us. It doesn't matter what time of the day, what hour. We're all family, and we definitely appreciate them. I just really want you to know, Dr. Allen, I get so emotional about this because we've been toughing it out, and it's truly working for them. You know what I'm saying? They really have conversations and understand what the teachers are saying and teaching them. It's really sticking. Some bridges you always want to cross back over, so even when my kids max out, I'm still going to call. I'm still going to ask you guys, are you all right? Do you need anything? I do want to let you guys know a quick story. So one day, and this was last year, so my daughter was in 4th grade at this time. We was having a girls' day, shopping, we're doing the whole nails thing. And my sensor came on my car, and it's like the tire was going flat. So I'm panicking. I'm like, what? The tire's going flat. So I remember the side of town we were on was a tire shop a little further up. So I said, well, we can make it to the tire shop, but we're just going to ride on this rim. So nonetheless, we get to the tire shop, and it's a Spanish man. He comes, taps on the window, and he's saying something to me. And I'm like, tire going flat, air. So I'm getting louder and louder because, when you think someone doesn't understand you, I don't know, it just wasn't registering to me. And then I had to think, because now he's shouting, he's not deaf. We don't understand what each other are saying. So I look in the back seat, and she got her headphones on, she's watching her movie. I'm like, Nala, I need your help. Can you tell him? And this is when it clicked for me. I was like, can you tell him the tire is going flat, and ask him how much it cost? And she was able to do that for me. She actually said,
Hola, señor. ¿Puedes cambiar las llantas de mi mamá? ¿Cuánto va a costar?
Thank you. So she was able to help us, but he went on to say, why didn't you just let your daughter talk from the beginning? I was like, I don't know, I didn't think of it. But he was very impressed, and that actually saved the day. And I was like, wow, like she stood there and she talked to him for quite some time. So it was just amazing. So it is working, and she does want to be a translator one day, and she's thinking about taking on French as well. So we will be adding that to her studies. So I just hope that this program can be extended to all schools if we have that possibility, because these kids, they don't know it's hard because they're starting from the beginning. Now, me jumping in years later, you know what I'm saying? But it's not a struggle to them. They excited about it. So I just hope that we can keep it going. I'm praying that it does go to high school, because if not, then I might have to open a school and get this going. So I just want to say thank you, everyone, for the opportunity.
Buenas tardes. En Carverline nosotros trabajamos duro para aprender. Carverline es muy importante para mí porque mi educación siempre ha sido bilingüe y me encanta. Aprendo español y lo practico con la ayuda de los profesores y mis compañeros de clase y también estudio en inglés. Puedo comparar los dos idiomas y aprender más de ellos. El español es muy importante para mi futuro y para comunicarme con otras personas que hablan español. Gracias a todos los profesores, administrativos y adultos por su apoyo.
So as you can see, we have the best students in the world and also the best parents, and I thank you. Carver Lion is very important to our community, and I am so looking forward to seeing the great things that our students have in store. So as I sit down, I leave you with what I believe is the most important words in whatever language that we speak. Gracias, merci, and Gigi. I think I said it correctly, but thank you so much, and I appreciate all that you do for Carver Lion and Richland 1.
Dr. Adams, and I know the board wants to talk because everybody's just cheesing right now. Nala got everybody up here just smiling. We don't know half of what you said, but it sounds really, really good. But awesome. Y'all, here's our interpretation. Oh, wow. Awesome. Awesome. But let me just say this on behalf of the board and to you, Dr. Witherspoon. It's nothing more impactful and powerful as a board of commissioners to sit and see Commissioner Bishop, Commissioner Devine, a plan that was put into place 6 years ago when many didn't believe. And to sit here and look at and listen to Nala speak so fluent. It could all but bring tears to your eyes. Got a little chill bumps up here to hear her speak, because one thing about this district, we're not afraid to take risks when children future is at stake. And I know we've come to Dr. Witherspoon a lot of crazy asks, but there hasn't been an ask that he hasn't put a team on it, Dr. Hagwood and others, to make it happen. And that's what I applaud and I celebrate on tonight, because Nala is the proof in the pudding. Nala is the proof that venturing out and creating this language immersion school that doesn't just serve that area, it serves the entire district. I know of children that travel there from Lower Richland and are doing very well. But it's proof that this was one of the best decisions that we made, going back to why the travel and the training that the board goes to so often, we learn what other places are doing and the impact that it has on children's learning. When we heard and Dr. Witherspoon started sharing with us the vision and the board started talking about the vision, the goal was, we knew by the time they graduate, Aaron, that our students needed to be able to compete in a global society, and that even involved language. So here's this program venturing out, and I remember sitting in Dr. Adams, a couple of classes, when I visited, the little kindergartners were talking to me and I had no idea what they were saying. But it was just a moment of excitement just to see these young babies learning another language, because we know it's gonna take that and then some. When Nala leaves us and she goes into the real world and she goes off to college, she will be able to engage in conversation. And to Nala's mom, your story, that needs to be on the television. Mom has an emergency, okay? And it's the baby that is able to interpret that mom needs help. That's powerful. So I pray, Doc, we're gonna do a video on that. We'll follow up, right, Karen? All right. But everybody doesn't watch the school board meetings, but you want the stories told, even to our other parent that talked about her 2 students and, driving across town and saying, did I make the right decision? And when she looks at what her children are doing, it tells her that she made the right decision. Nala's mom, she made the right decision. So to my colleagues, we made the right decision. We made the right decision. Absolutely. To Dr. Adams, you're a superhero. I tell Dr. Witherspoon, our principals are the best. You can give her a round of applause. Because you jump in with both feet. And that goes back to the opening of the additional wing. When I was there, we felt nothing but love in the room. Young people were walking up to me and they were speaking to me in different languages. And I didn't know what they were saying. All I know was hola. That was it, you know? But at the end of the day, whether I knew it or not, I knew that they were confident in what they were doing. So I applaud you. I celebrate your staff. I celebrate the parents and all of the hard work that this district does, Dr. Witherspoon, on a daily basis to create what? Opportunities for our students. I'm going to yield at this time because I know my colleagues want to share as well. Commissioner Bishop.
I'll be very brief, Madam Chair, but I believe that's 3 generations sitting there, right? That's my people there, my family. And it's just good to see different generations, multiple generations being impacted by this, because I can imagine that the Bible says the child shall lead them, and that's my sister Judith right there.
Wow.
Just being able to engage a granddaughter's experience. That says a lot about what Richland One is doing. So as I saw that generation there, it's just not one generation we're impacting. We're impacting multiple generations.
That's right. That's right. It's powerful. Commissioner Clyburn.
So I just wanted to say I definitely commend Richland One. Just overall, you know, the vision that you all had back when you came up with the concept and put it into action, to Principal Adams, to the parents, to the students for the commitment that you have. And, you know, just how fluent you are and how eloquent I know you're going to be. You know, all of the children, you know, at the school. It's just you're going to thrive. And I just see it in you now. So I just wanted to congratulate Richland One and you all. Thank you.
Yes. Any additional comments? Commissioner Devine.
Thank you. I just want to add my voice to what's been said, but I do have a few questions. Appreciate the presentation by Dr. Hagwood and, of course, Dr. Adams. So as we are now into our 6th, 7th year, I think 2016 is when we approved this 2016-2017 school year. We looked at the vision because we wanted to take all students to their potential, and we haven't seen the potential of this young lady just yet. We planted the seed in 2016. Now we see the fruits of those labors that we have, and along with the other young people that have gone through the program as well. So my question becomes, how does language immersion affect the development of English reading and writing?
Good question.
We have a parent that wants to
Okay.
answer. Are you okay with that?
I'm good. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. 3rd grade, she was doing awesome in Spanish. But I noticed, I said, wait, she's talking more Spanish than she is English, and English is her first language. So I said, what's going on? We need a balance here because she speaks beautiful. She can read it and she can write it. So they adjusted that, and she's in 3rd grade now. So this was what, 2 years? 5th grade. This happened in 3rd grade knowledge. She's like, how? So they did adjust that and acknowledge that because she liked it so much. And when she speaks it with her teacher, she actually sounds like she's from Panama somewhere. But that was something because I was the PTO president for 2 years at Carver Lion. So I'm very involved in my kids' education. I'm a parent even when they're doing great. That's good, but what else can we look at and things like that? So that did come up, and I did mention that, and we did adjust it. You know, I brought that to the board, and they took a look at that, and now we have a great balance, and she understands that English is her first language now. So that was a concern as well. I was very concerned about it. I was like, no, I need you to, how are you struggling to read English and this your first language? So we did identify that, and they worked it out. So that's my spill on it.
All right. Thank you. And then, so my next question would be, then as we have these young people matriculate to the next couple years, what does that classroom look like, that classroom setting as we continue to go up? And then tell us does it look like now, elementary and up the ladder?
So right now, our students, we have a 50-50 model, which means that 50% of their day is in English, and the other 50% of their day is in that target language, with that target language either being Spanish, Mandarin, or French. So our students who are instructed in math and science, they are instructed in that target language. Again, with that target language being Mandarin, Spanish, or French. And social studies and English, or social studies and ELA is taught in the language of English. In the middle school, right now, it is like an elective course that they all go through where they receive extended time in that language at hand middle school. And I want to make sure that I'm saying that correctly, but from what I can remember, that is how it's structured at hand middle school.
Okay.
Yes.
And then my final question that I always ask is, what are some challenges that you've seen but turn into opportunities for the language immersion program?
So some of the challenges, like all challenges, sometimes it's very hard to start. For example, our pre-K students, sometimes they find difficulties in understanding that language because of their communication. They're just learning how to talk and speak in English. So sometimes for them learning that language and them understanding the things that their teachers are asking them to do, it becomes a barrier at times, but the more that they're in that language, the better they become. I can remember I walked into a pre-K classroom and the teacher was telling the student what to do. And she was telling him what to do, and that student didn't understand. But what was so amazing is that another student said, "She's asking you to have a seat." So they help each other, and they are at that age where they collaborate, so they help each other. So eventually, like Nala's class and also our third grade student, they work together and help each other. So it's a matter of communication and collaboration and working together. Not only do they work together with their peers, but the parents also collaborate, as well as the teachers collaborate with each other to ensure that that barrier is met.
All right. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to end with this. She used the word collaboration, Dr. Witherspoon, and that is one of the core values of this organization. Collaboration, equity, excellence, safety, courage, and compassion. And so we see that in this program, and so those are the guiding principles that we put in place back in 2016, so I'm glad to see that this is continuing on. So thank you for your service, Dr. Adams. Thank you, Dr. Hagwood, for you and your department putting this together. And to our parents and to our young people, thank you for what you do each and every day to allow us to take care of your most precious commodity, but your most precious young person. So we greatly appreciate that on a daily basis. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much.
And again, thank you all.
A few more questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Weston?
I actually want to say congratulations to Dr. Adams, to the structure of your school, but most of all, the love that shows throughout with your parents, with your students. So I know that it's a loving environment, and muchas gracias. We appreciate you.
De nada.
I knew that one too. Thank you, Commissioner. Before you take your seat, I also wanted to recognize you, Dr. Adams. It's a very prideful moment that every time, I believe it's News 19, shows a clip of the Vice President of the United States coming to our city. It's one of our very own. Y'all can clap. It's our principal, Dr. Adams, introducing the Vice President of the United States. So I've been waiting to tell you thank you for what you do and even for how well you represented our district and our community. A lot of eyes are on you. We appreciate what you're doing. So you keep doing what you're doing over there at Carver Lion for our district.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's it for the presentation. Okay, Commissioner Vine.
You got staff here? Yeah, Ms.
I do.
Staff? All right.
Any other staff?
Yeah. Okay. Dr. Witherspoon, do you want to say something?
I just echo all of the board's comments, and I just want to thank this board. Again, going back those years, and we were sitting around talking and said, we need to do this. And it didn't take a lot of convincing of the board. They were like, yeah, Mr. Superintendent, we need to. So, and to get here, and it's so gratifying. As was said, we have an opportunity to be in Carver Lion. Well, there was the groundbreaking, ribbon cutting, and other events. They were reading last week and so forth. But I will say, and it's evident in all of our schools, but certainly at Carver Lion, you do see that family, that engagement from parents from all over the district that come in, want the experience for their children, and the staff that all come together as well. So again, kudos to you, to staff, to our parents, now our students, and all. Great. It's just great. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, and again, thank you, Dr. Witherspoon, for bringing these experiences to our board meetings so that not only does the board, but also our community at large can see little snippets of the wonderful things that the district is doing. I know we'd probably be in a meeting for a full week if we were to showcase everything that we do, but it's wonderful to have these snippets to remind us of just how far we've come, and also to know how far we are still reaching to take our students. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Adams.
Thank you again.
At this time, we'll move.
Chairwoman Harris, I'm sorry. Chairwoman. I just wanted to say one more thing to piggyback off of what you just said, because I think it's important that we highlight, like you said, programs such as this. And the reason being, things can change in the future. And when the board supports programs such as these, we know it benefits our children, but it's important to keep the stories out there and to keep the recognition out there so that we can grow the program, and we can, no matter who sits in these seats, we need to make the right decision, the responsible decision to continue programs like this. So thank you.
Any additional questions before we move forward? Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Adams. We're going to let you sit down this time for real.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much. At this time, we'll move on to 7.2, which is the 2023-24 new course recommendations by Ms. Siobhan Jennings.
Madam Chair, Board of Commissioners, Dr. Witherspoon, tonight I bring to you 2 elective courses that would be a part of our curriculum for the 23-24 school year. The first course is Language Immersion, Culture, and History. This course would be offered at Hand Middle School for 7th graders. The second course is Unified Physical Education. This course would be offered at the high schools as an elective credit for physical education. This course does not meet the requirement for the state PE course that must be a part of the graduation units. The administration so recommends.
Of the administration, what's the pleasure of the board?
Move for approval, Madam Chair.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Bishop, second by Commissioner Devine. We'll now open the floor for question or discussion. Seeing none, hearing none, we will call for the vote. Again, the vote is manual. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those that oppose say nay. The ayes have it. The new electives have been approved. Thank you so much, Ms.
Thank
Jennings. We'll move on now to the Office of Human Resources with HR 81, it's our HR personnel updates. Dr. Long.
Madam Chair, Board of Commissioners, and Dr. Witherspoon, the HR personnel updates were provided for you all during the executive session as information.
This is an information item. Floor is open for any question or comment or discussion. Seeing none, hearing none, we'll move on to 8.2, which is the administrative hire. Dr. Long.
The administration recommends hiring Susan Williams to the position of General Counsel for the remainder of the 22-23 academic year, go through June 30, 2023. Afterwards, she will return in a consulting capacity for transitioning. The administration so recommends.
You've heard the recommendation of the administration. What's the pleasure of the board?
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Myers, second by Commissioner Devine. We'll now open the floor for question or discussion. Seeing none, hearing none, we will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those that oppose say nay. The ayes have it. The vote is unanimous, and the hiring of Susan Williams has been approved. We'll now move on to the administrative hire 3.3. I'm sorry, 8.3. Put that paper aside.
The administration recommends hiring Dr. Tiffany Richardson to the position of General Counsel for the 23-24 academic year. The administration so recommends.
You've heard the recommendation of the administration. What's the pleasure of the board?
Move
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Myers and second by Commissioner Devine. We'll now open the floor for question or discussion. Seeing none, hearing none, we will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those that oppose say nay. The ayes have it. The vote is unanimous, and Ms. Richardson has been approved. We'll now move to administrative hire 8.4. Dr. Long.
The administration recommends hiring Robert Grant to the position of Chief Operations Officer for the 23-24 academic year. The administration so recommends.
You've heard the recommendation of the administration. What's the pleasure of the board?
Move for approval, ma'am.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Bishop, second by Commissioner Devine. We'll open the floor for question or discussion. Seeing none, hearing none, we will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose say nay. The ayes have it. The vote is unanimous, and Mr. Grant has been approved. We'll now move to 8.5, administrative hire. Dr. Long.
The administration recommends hiring Edward Johnson to the position of Assistant Principal at C.A. Johnson High School for the 23-24 academic year. The administration so recommends.
You've heard the recommendation of the administration. What's the pleasure of the board?
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Myers, second by Commissioner Devine. We'll open the floor for question or discussion. Seeing none, hearing none, we will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those that oppose say nay. The ayes have it. The vote is unanimous, and Mr. Johnson has been approved. We'll now move to 8.6, hiring of personnel. Dr. Long.
The administration recommends hiring all the teachers on the attached list for the 23-24 academic year. There are 7 teachers listed. The administration so recommends.
You've heard the recommendation of the administration. What's the pleasure of the board?
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Myers, second by Commissioner Devine. We'll open the floor for question or discussion. Seeing none, hearing none, we will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those that oppose say nay. The ayes have it. The vote is unanimous, and the 7 teachers as listed have been approved. Thank you so much, Dr. Long. We'll now move to the office of the board with 9.1, which is the nomination of SCSBA Region 8 Director.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Devine.
Thank you. At this time, nominations are open for the Region 8 Director, which comprises Richland School District 1 and Richland School District 2. This person will represent the organization at our state conference and our state meetings 4 times a year and participate in a yearly retreat. At this time, I nominate Chairwoman Cheryl Harris as SCSB Region 8 Director.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor that was made by Commissioner Devine. It's been seconded by Commissioner Bishop. At this time, because I've been nominated, I'm going to relinquish the role to Commissioner Bishop to carry out the vote, and I will recuse myself.
There's been a move for Cheryl Harris to be nominated to the SCSBA Region 8 Director, and has also been seconded by Aaron Bishop. Any point of discussion or question at this time? Seeing none, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. I will now relinquish the chair back over to Chairwoman Harris.
Thank you so very much, Commissioner Bishop, and also thank you to my colleagues for nominating me to now run in the other election. Again, thank you for your support. We'll move on now to under the office of the board 9.2, which is the appointment of the committee to review the superintendent's evaluation instrument. And I am presenting this on tonight to receive guidance and permission from this board for me to be able to establish an ad hoc committee. We need someone to at least make a recommendation for that and a second, and then we can go to point of discussion.
Madam Chair, I move that we appoint a committee to review the superintendent's evaluation instrument.
Second.
Okay, there is a motion on the floor allowing the chair to establish a committee to review the superintendent's evaluation instrument. It's been properly seconded by Commissioner Clyburn. We will now open the floor for question or discussion. Commissioner Lomanak.
Thank you, Chairwoman Harris. I guess I'm just wonder why the administration committee that's already set up doesn't do this.
That's not the role of the administration committee. The administration committee deals directly with handling all of our personnel matters at the district level. But this is considered an ad hoc committee.
But isn't this a personnel issue? It's the evaluation of one of the 3 people we hire.
It's the evaluation instrument, so we would need to assign a ad hoc committee, which is an outside committee from the normal duties of the administrative committee.
But there's nothing in the policy that sets out that the administration committee couldn't do this, right? I mean, they could. We're just deciding we're going to create another committee.
I believe the goal is to establish a committee that would probably spread across all of the committees to make sure that we can put in place an effective evaluation instrument, not necessarily the administrative committee. The administrative committee deals directly with approving administrative hires and so forth, hiring of personnel, et cetera, versus this is more along the lines of putting a committee in place that's going to research and bring back to the board so an evaluation instrument.
Thank you, Chairwoman Harris.
Absolutely. Any additional questions or comments? Commissioner Bishop?
Madam Chair, what is the number on this committee, number of members?
It's normally 3 members.
So each, like you just stated, facilities and finance,
Right.
curriculum
That
instruction.
is the goal.
Administration will be represented in all 3.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any additional questions or comments at this time? Seeing none, hearing none, we will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose say nay. The ayes have it. The vote is unanimous, and hopefully at our next meeting, we will appoint those 3 members to serve in our review superintendent's evaluation instrument committee, so you all can start bringing forth information to us so we can move forward with that. Okay, we'll now move on to 9.3, to the board report. This is where a board member can speak on events or programs that they have attended or been a part of outside of our regular responsibilities, which includes our chat with the chair, our lunch buddies, as well as our school visits. So at this time, we will open the floor to receive any board reports at this time. Commissioner Devine.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just real quick, March is Women's History Month. Again, we want to recognize the ladies that sit on the dais with us. Chairwoman Harris, who has served 4 consecutive years as our chairperson, and now served 2. So at this point, she's the longest serving female chairperson that we know of in modern history, based off the facts that I have and looking back at some of the history. So we applaud her for that. And then just to the ladies that are here tonight, we say thank you for your service and happy Women's Month, and also to our staff who's with us as well on the dais and as well that are in the audience. We thank you for your support. We thank you for what you do every day to ensure that we have a diverse school district and that we continue to have all voices listed at the table as well. So let's give the ladies a round of applause, y'all. All the men. All right now. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Absolutely. Any additional reports at this time? Commissioner Lomanak?
Thank you, Chairwoman Harris. I had the pleasure of going to Pine Grove Elementary for a reading event on March 2nd. It could not have been better organized. The students escorted each reader to their respective classrooms. We read, and as usual, lively discussions ensued no matter what the book was about or the topic that was discussed in the book. And then on March 3rd, I had the pleasure of going to Carver Lyon School and had to apologize for picking probably the longest book that kindergarten class had ever sat through. I didn't know I was going to be reading to a kindergarten class, and I read Arthur Goes to Washington, and we could have walked to Washington and back in the time it took me to read the book. But at both schools, the events were put on with a degree of organization that I knew took a lot of work from the staff and the teachers at those schools, and obviously the teachers and the students in the classrooms were the highlight. So thank you to both of those schools for the invitation, and I look forward to going back next year.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Commissioner Lomanak. Any other reports? Okay. Well, Commissioner Bishop?
Just want to recognize Dr. Capers and Zion Benevolent Baptist Church in Lower Richland. They've been a continuous partner with Lower Richland, and hopefully this is a challenge to every faith center in the community to partner with our local schools. Okay. One of the things Chairwoman Harris shared with me about that partnership is how many of the hidden needs that this church supports or provides for. So just wanted to make sure that Dr. Capers and Zion Benevolent Baptist Church was recognized tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Bishop. And I want to piggyback on that. Some of you have shared the story. Zion Benevolent Church started working with Lower Richland probably close to 12 years ago. I was serving as that school's PTO president, and Dr. Witherspoon, some of my fundraising money went missing. And it was $500, but only $60 was missing. And I remember when they discovered who the child was, what we realized was that this wasn't a thief. This was someone in a need, because you had the opportunity to take it all and you didn't. And I remember this student talking to me and telling me why he did what he did. He reached in his pocket and he pulled out a receipt to the Ghana's Ferry bylaw. And on that receipt was things such as bread, bologna, wieners, you know, those food items that you can make real quick. He told me why he did what he did. He said, my siblings and I won't eat. We hadn't seen our mom in a few days. I wasn't elected at the time. And I told that young man that as long as I serve where I serve, he would never, ever have to eat again. And I went to that pastor and shared with him the same story. And it's been 11 years that church, Dr. Witherspoon, takes up an offering every month. They go to the grocery store and purchase the food, bring the food back to the school so our children that need, those hidden needs, can go in there and discreetly get food items so that them and their younger siblings, those hidden needs, can eat. So I celebrate Pastor Capers because, and we have stories like this all across the district, but that's a story I tell you every time I tell it, I cringe, because Dr. Witherspoon, there are so many students that have these needs. You know, a lot of folk don't understand when we're sending food boxes home with the children over the holiday. Why is that? Or when Aaron says, well, why are we out so long from Thanksgiving? We gotta get these kids back to feed them, because we know our children. We know the hidden needs of our children that are not always out here for everybody to see. So I appreciate Pastor Capers, I appreciate Zion Benevolent, because they have not let us down. And they've taken that to a whole nother level where they bring in a coffee bar to the entire staff. So I just, you know, those partnerships, you can't put a price tag on them. So I want to echo your sentiments, and thank you so very much for being there with them, along with the principal of Lower Richland High School, to just simply say thank you. Few things in my report, Dr. Woods, when I had an opportunity, my colleagues, you need to go check this out for yourself. I went to visit Thrive Richland. I was in the room with some 3-year-olds taking a test. It was one of the most hilarious experiences it is, because one little kid wanted to make sure, did I get that right? So they already know. But it was a great experience, Dr. Witherspoon. That Thrive Richland program is absolutely amazing. And I encourage my colleagues to go and visit, especially when they're in sessions. I believe it's the 2nd and 4th Thursdays are our English-speaking students, and on the 1st and 3rd are our bilingual students. It's a full operation over there. So if you get a chance, drop in. You will not be disappointed to see those young babies in there engaging with one another. Also participated, as Commissioner Lomanek talked about, Read Across America. I got the opportunity to go back to my alma mater. I'm a Weber Eagle, proud of it. I still know the alma mater song. Yes, and I sung it for all the kids. But we had a great time, and Commissioner Lomanek, I didn't have a long book, but I had a book that at the end, everybody was sitting there like, we didn't like the way it ended. So we ended up creating our own endings. And I'm gonna tell you, some of these kids have some great imaginations. They said they were gonna get $1 million, and they were gonna give me half of it. So I'm telling you, reading with our kids is just so amazing. And Dr. Witherspoon, on the heels of that, I'm so excited to hear that we are doing our Superintendent's Book Club Challenge. And I've been personally encouraging kids to read these books, these 750,000 books, because we look forward to dunking you in the dunking booth. We've duct taped you to the wall. Now we want to dunk you in the dumping booth. So parents, please encourage your children to read. And then lastly, on last evening, I had the opportunity to attend a community meeting with Rollison Place, which is the neighborhood that adjacent to where we are building our Vince Ford Early Learning Center, greeted by a great, wonderful community there that are excited about this coming into their area, and were very supportive of what we are doing there, and was actually, Dr. Witherspoon, very appreciative that I didn't go along, but staff members were there to present the project. And we had an opportunity to remind them of the process, Commissioner Devine, which you and I know all too well, when we negotiated the Dreher Field, which took about 2 years to get completed. But it was a great meeting last night, really great questions. And Dr. Witherspoon, I want to thank your staff for having the answers and even assuring them that we will come back, because we are all in partnership in the community. And one of the things I will share again is that just as language immersion was presented on tonight, this is not a program for just one area, but these programs are opened up to all of our district. Those students that need or parents that want their children to be a part. So again, with the Vince Ford Center, that will be the case as well. So want to say thank you so much to Raymond Perkins, and I believe it's Mr. Cooper, who did an excellent job in the presentation on last night as well. And that will conclude my report. Commissioner Bishop.
Madam Chair, just real quick, I'm sorry. Didn't want to leave this out. I definitely participated in Read Across America. Had a chance to go to Watkins Nance, where the University of South Carolina Gamecocks were in partnership with that school, and some of the student athletes came in, and it was pretty awesome. Wow. It was set up very well, and shouts out to Dr. Tracy Cooper. She set the tone for the Gamecocks. She had is it called Sandstorm? Sandstorm was being played as those Carolina Gamecocks came in there. Wow. And participated in Read Across America. So definitely want to recognize the leadership at Watkins Nance as well.
Absolutely.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Weston.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the reminder. I was talking to a young lady, and she said that Westinghouse has been trying to get in touch with all the schools in the Lower Richland area, offer services, volunteer services, and funds, and that only one principal in the area has responded. So encourage all the other principals to get on board and give a call to Kathy Gay.
Okay, and thank you so much, Commissioner Weston. If you can share her contact information, I was made aware of that, but I think that they don't have the contact information for all of our principals readily available. I think Mr. Glover is over that shop in that area, some of them.
Yes, Mr. Glover has been the point of contact for some of those community programs, so we'll make sure that we get that information. We'll make sure that the schools get connected.
Okay, thank you.
And one last thing, I want to send out a kudos to Dr. Summer Jones, who's the principal of Weber, for arranging an amazing field trip for the students of Weber to all go and visit the local Eastover Library. And it was very well attended. The students had a wonderful time. So I did want to congratulate her on organizing that and making sure that our children realize that there is a library right there in their backyard that they can utilize. And I'll share this, and then I'm going to be quiet, Commissioner Bishop. That library is the library that I walked to every Saturday as a little girl. And I started reading from one side of the library, and I worked my way around. I even read the world encyclopedias. But that library has so much to offer that town and that community. So I'm excited to know that our students are engaging with their local library there in Eastover. Just wanted to say kudos to the principal of Weber. Any additional reports? Commissioner Bishop, Commissioner Devine.
No problem. Madam Chair, just one other thing is on my item, two things. First is I want to lend my voice to Pine Grove Elementary. Thank you so much for allowing us to come and read there as well. I was there with Commissioner Lomanak. I think we missed each other on that day, but I was there. And then HB Rame, Dr. Stephanie Johnson, again, had the Gamecocks there as well. So thanks to her and Dr. Carter, for the principal there, for having us. And one thing I want to put on the board's thought, and I don't want to take anything from Madam Chair, we need to have a board retreat / board workshop coming up. We missed one for this month because we couldn't get everybody together. So please, ma'am, and please, sir, I know we all busy, but we all decide to run and represent our constituents. The only way we can really do that and plan for the future is that if we get together. We like to have more than just 4. I mean, 5 is good, but when we send these doodle polls out and stuff, please respond to those quickly so we can get that to Ms. Wilson, then Ms. Wilson get that to Dr. Witherspoon and his staff so we can plan accordingly. And so in order for us to continue to be a part of the planning for the future, we have to do our part by showing up and by responding back to our staff appropriately so that they can make necessary plans for us to participate in future board retreats and board workshops. So I just wanted to mention that as well. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Commissioner Devine, because we were going to mention that and then we said we wasn't going to mention it, but I'm glad that you did mention it. We did have to cancel our session for this month because of a lack of communication from members of the board that did not let us know the availability. We will try again in February. We're going to try, and we're going to try until we can get everyone to the meeting, and those that can't attend, we're going to move forward because we cannot stop. We got to keep moving forward. Education is ever evolving. So that means we have to keep moving right along with education. If we slow down, we'll miss an opportunity. So thank you so much for reminding us of that, Commissioner Devine. Any additional reports at this time? Right?
I did one.
Commissioner Clyburn?
I also attended the Read Across America with Jamie Devine at H.B. Rame Elementary, so I wanted to, what?
Speaking to Mike, thank you.
Oh, I was just saying, I did also attend the Read Across America at HB Rame. I wanted to also kudos to Dr. Carter. They put on an amazing event. It was high energy. The kids were just so excited. And we actually had Cocky. We didn't just have the USC football players. We had Cocky attend. And then they did, it was so, oh gosh, involved and engaging to the students because they had characters from each book, all of these popular books. So it was just, nice to see. The kids went crazy when Red Dog came out, and it was just, they went mad. So it was just, who?
Clifford.
Oh, Clifford. Yeah, Clifford the Red Dog. Yeah, he came out and they went crazy. But it was fun. So I just wanted to, they put on a great show.
Oh, yeah, they do the best.
As you all can see, the board gets really excited when we get to spend time with our children. I reached over to Dr. Witherspoon. I said, well, I forgot to tell them I ate lunch with the 3-year-olds at Gaston. But, it's wonderful when we're able to be back in the schools because when COVID came, we couldn't be around the kids, but now we can be around the kids, and it brings the life and the joy out in all of us. So, Dr. Witherspoon, to you, as you can see, your schools are doing some amazing things, and we appreciate them involving the board in what they are doing out there. Tell them to keep it coming. Absolutely. Keep it coming.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Bishop.
Just one thing. But did Cocky have Sandstorm playing?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay.
I have a video. I did a video. Yes. Sandstorm. They did, and the kids were engaged with that too. It was the whole 9. We didn't miss a step.
All right, Madam Chair, I'm back in order. House is in order.
They say laughter is good for the soul, y'all. Yes. And every now and again, the board has to laugh instead of crying, so it's a good thing. Okay. And any other reports before we move to the last report of the night? Okay, we're good. All right. Office of the Superintendent, Dr. Witherspoon, 10-1.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. First, I would like to wish everyone a happy Pi Day.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Not P-I-E, P-I.
Yes. 14th.
March 14th.
That's right.
Our middle and our high schools, in addition to reading, have been marching to Pi Day since March 1, participating in activities designed to increase awareness about the uniqueness of the mathematical symbol. Activities have included daily trivia questions and related math questions. And I know everyone's wondering, well, what is pi? Pi is the ratio of a circle's circumference to the diameter.
All right.
And no, this wasn't just on the top of my head. I did have to look that up. Congratulations to A.C. Moore and Weber Elementary School for being awarded $1,000 mini grants by the Richland Soil and Water Conservation District. The money will go towards hands-on environmental education initiatives at the 2 schools. Students at A.C. Moore and Weber will produce fruits and vegetables using a farm stand hydroponics growing system. This allows plants to grow using water-based nutrient solution rather than soil. Hopkins Middle School received one of the systems last year and was the first site in Richland County to have one installed. Also on last evening, Monday, March 13th, Lower Richland High School junior ROTC cadets had the honor of presenting the colors prior to the U.S. Army Field Band's performance at the Koger Center for the Arts. The cadets did a great job, and they represented Lower Richland High School and Richland 1 with distinction. Tomorrow, Wednesday, March 15th, at Eau Claire High School, we will hold a joint news conference with the United Way of the Midlands to kick off the Young Men United initiative. Eau Claire will be one of the first of 2 schools to participate in this workforce development initiative for young men of color in the 10th and 11th grades. Components will include mentorship, paid internships, and professional engagement. We extend our thanks to Sarah Fawcett and her entire team at the United Way of the Midlands for their ongoing partnership and support. On Thursday, March 16th, we will be sending information about the Affordable Connectivity Program to parents with students' report cards. Through the FCC program, families that qualify can receive up to $30 a month off the cost of internet service. Richland 1 is a community eligibility provision district, which means all of our students qualify to eat meals at no cost regardless of their household income. As such, all of our students qualify for the Affordable Connectivity Program. Since some of the participating internet service providers have plans as low as $30 a month, internet service could be free with the ACP discount. Parents will receive additional details about the program, including how to sign up. We'll also have information posted on our website. We certainly encourage all of our families to take advantage of this opportunity to get affordable internet service. Also on Thursday, March 16th, we look forward to welcoming dozens of local realtors to our annual Realtors Open House and Breakfast, which will be held at the Hayward Career and Technology Center. During the event, we will provide realtors with information about Richland 1 schools, programs, and initiatives so they can be more knowledgeable about our district as they work with families that are relocating to the Columbia area, as well as other clients who are looking at purchasing homes in our area. And Commissioner Devine, we got some really good feedback last year on this event. And Ms. York informs us that we have even more realtors to sign up to participate in this event this week. And that's very good. And also, finally, Madam Chair, members of the board, we are always looking for even more talented teachers to join Team Richland 1. Our spring teacher job fair will be held on Saturday, April 1st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Dreher High School. The deadline to register is March 30th, and the registration link is posted on our website at richland1.org. Madam Chair, that concludes my report this evening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Witherspoon, for your report. And thank you again for all that you do in leading and guiding this district. Did have, before I open the floor, two things, and I don't know whether to give it to you or Karen, but there are 2 recognitions I'd like for us to put on our agenda. Lower Richland High School Army GROTC drill team has qualified for the Army National Drill Championship. And this is the 2nd consecutive year and the 3rd time since 2013. This is a first-time accomplishment in our district history. So we just certainly want to make sure that we honor those young people. And then also, I was made aware of an AAU basketball team that comprises, Commissioner Bishop, of some 10-year-olds from Gaston Elementary, Har Hill, that won the state championship. Our students. So I would like at some point if we can have them here to just honor them, because winning that state title, whether it's district or not, those are our students. And for you to be winning the state title under 10, we're going to be in pretty good shape in a few years when it comes to the state championship. So I just wanted to share those two with you all because I did want to share, they are under the East Columbia Youth League, and these young people are 10 years and younger. So just wanted to say kudos to those schools, those elementary schools, for their students' hard work in bringing back a state title. At this time, we'll open the floor for any additional questions or comments for the superintendent.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Weston?
could you also include Odyssey of the Mind to give recognition from Keenan?
Okay. Do we do them all? Do we do them all? Do the Odyssey of the Mind?
Yeah, we may have some other.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
But we've had.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's fine. We can.
Okay. All right. They were saying that it's probably some other schools too. Okay.
Yeah.
Any additional questions or comments for the superintendent? Commissioner Devine?
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the Affordability Connectivity Program, Dr. Witherspoon,
Yes.
does it speak to a income cap or household income limit?
No, because we're a CEP district, Community Eligibility Provision District, it would be open. So because of that designation,
So to your knowledge, there's not a
to our
income
knowledge.
limit or cap? 200% below poverty or 300% above poverty type thing? Yeah.
Karen
Go ahead,
Yorks, Mike.
They'll turn it on.
Commissioner Devine, it's kind of a moot point for our families, and that's why Dr. Witherspoon mentioned that we are a CP district. So fortunately for us, all of our students automatically qualify. So on Thursday, as part of the information that will go out to parents with students' report cards, it explains the program, but they do have to provide a letter from their child's school. We have all this worked out already, certifying, A, that the child attends that school. It has to be on the school letterhead, all of that. And it has to state that, we are a CEP district. So I'm not sure what the income cap may or may not be, but for us, for our families in Richland 1, it really doesn't matter because all of them qualify because we're a CEP district.
Well, that's good to know. I know during the COVID, that was an issue at that time. And now that we know that we are a CEP district, we've known that, but to add that caveat and to get that letter from the district or from the school.
From the school.
From the school will help, I'm sure, our parents more along the way. So that's so once we get, so that's going to be a school-based situation versus an administrative issue. Is that correct?
We will be providing letters
Yes.
that will go home in the report card, one to outline to parents.
What the
And it
issue-
will go to all parents. If again, if they so choose to
Correct.
proceed, they will already have the letter that they
Exactly.
need.
I see.
They will have an overview letter from Dr.
Right.
Witherspoon.
Okay.
That explains the program, the advantages, basically some of the information he cited in his report. And then they will have that certification letter from
Okay.
the respective schools. With their child's name, again, on the school's letterhead, certifying that we are a CEP district and the child does attend that school, which is part of our district.
Correct.
So they'll have everything they need, other than us dialing or calling the number for
Right.
them. That's all they need.
So if there is some denial or pushback from the carrier, is that left still with the parent at that time, or the parent, or is that going back to the school? But I guess it depends on why it would be denied at that point.
We're just the conduit. We're not, they wouldn't necessarily call us, hey, why was it not, or what have you. We're
Correct.
just supplying information.
But there's a list of, and it's a long list, of
Okay.
participating internet
Carriers.
service providers that are
Okay.
affiliated with the ACP, with the Affordable Connectivity Program.
Okay.
So the parents will have a link that takes them to the list of providers. They'll have their contact information. It really couldn't be simpler. It's
Okay.
pretty straightforward, but there is a customer service number
Okay.
that is
okay.
included,
Okay.
that they may call. Again, we will have, the information will be pumped out to parents with report cards Thursday, and we'll also have a wealth of information on our website.
I work in this arena, and so from time to time, it sounds, easy on the surface sometimes when, not you all, but when folk put stuff out, but to work out some of the weeds, it gets a little more complicated, and so some folk get frustrated and stop the process. Those who really need it, or even those who want to participate, may stop that process. So I just want to be clear that, so at this point, we're just a conduit to get information out, and we're just sharing information.
Yes.
So any denials or any pushback, if you will, or non-approval goes back to that customer service number.
They have that customer service number.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Absolutely. Dr. Witherspoon and I'm about to say Commissioner York. To the point that Commissioner Devine is making, can we make sure that the letter clearly states that we're the pass along of the information? And the reason I say that is because we're a CEP district, which is a wonderful thing. You recall during COVID, the EBT cards that went out.
Right, there you go. Right.
And there were parents that didn't get calls, get cards. So board members got calls about where's our EBT cards. We're just the conduits, again, of we're the district at CEP, and if your child was enrolled or attended classes, if they weren't clocking, what was it, signing in or something, attendance, that determined even how much money they got. Some parents said I only got $60, other parents said I got $480. So we ended up getting a lot of calls and text messages and emails and even visits from parents wanting to know, why didn't the district, and a lot of times the board had to say, we're not over the program, but because we are eligible as a CEP district for these resources, that's how you got the car. So I just think that we need to clearly communicate that on the letter, probably in bold,
That's it.
that if you have any questions or concerns, this is not a Richland One initiative. Right. The information just has been provided to us to provide to you, because a lot of times the board gets calls about these initiatives.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Bishop.
And to the point of this discussion, I'm pretty sure it's one voucher or one benefit per household. So if you have multiple children, you don't get the internet.
That's a good point.
I hope that's going to be communicated as well, not on our behalf, but from the initiative. So
right,
because when we had the EBT card, every child got the benefit in the house. Right. But this is one benefit per household.
I'm trying not to comment on how the EBT piece was handled, so I'll reserve.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you, Madam Chair.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent point, Commissioner Bishop. Excellent point. Any additional conversation on the superintendent's report or any additional information we need? Okay. If not, we have one announcement, and that is that our next regular scheduled meeting of the Board of Commissioners will be held on March the 28th at 7 p.m. at the Stevenson Administration Building, which is at 1616 Richland Street here in Columbia. If there's no objection from my colleagues, everyone have a wonderful evening and a good night. This meeting is adjourned.